Shanxi is a province of China, located in the North China region. Its one-character abbreviation is, after the state of Jin that existed here during the spring and autumn period. The name Shanxi means, west of the mountains, a reference to the province's location west of the Taihuang Mountains. Shanxi borders Hebei to the east, Henan to the south, Shanxi to the west, and Inner Mongolia to the north, and is made up mainly of a plateau bounded partly by mountain ranges. The capital of the province is Taiyuan. History. Pre-imperial China. In the spring and autumn period, the state of Jin was located in what is now Shanxi. By 221 BC, all of these states had fallen to the state of Qin, which established the Qin dynasty. Imperial China. The Han dynasty ruled Shanxi as the province of Bingzhou. During the invasion of northern nomads in the 16 Kingdoms period, several regimes including the later Zhao, former Yan, former Qin, and later Yan continuously controlled Shanxi. They were followed by Northern Wei, a Zhabei kingdom, which had one of its earlier capitals at present-day Datong in northern Shanxi, and which went on to rule nearly all of northern China. The Tang dynasty originated in Taiyuan. During the Tang dynasty and after, the area was called Edong, or east of the river. Empress Wu Zetian, China's only female ruler, was born in Shanxi. During the first part of the 5 dynasties and 10 kingdoms period, Shanxi supplied rulers of 3 of the 5 dynasties, as well as being the only one of the 10 kingdoms located in northern China. Shanxi was initially home to the Jiedushi of Hedong, Li Kungzu, who overthrew the first of the 5 dynasties, later Liang to establish the second, later Tang. Another Jiedushi of Hedong, Shi Jingtang, overthrew later Tang to establish the third of the 5 dynasties, later Jin. And yet another Jiedushi of Hedong, Lu Zhiyuan, established the fourth of the 5 dynasties after the Khitans destroyed later Jin, the third. Finally, when the fifth of the 5 dynasties emerged, the Jiedushi of Hedong at the time, Lu Chong, rebelled and established an independent state called Northern Han, one of the 10 kingdoms, in what is now northern and central Shanxi. Shi Jingtang, founder of the later Jin, the third of the 5 dynasties, ceded a large slice of northern China to the Khitans in return for military assistance. This territory, called the 16 prefectures of Yanyan, included a part of northern Shanxi. The ceded territory became a major problem for China's defense against the Khitans for the next 100 years, because it lay south of the Great Wall. During the Northern Song dynasty, the 16 ceded prefectures continued to be an area of contention between Song China and the Liao dynasty. Later the Southern Song dynasty abandoned all of North China, including Shanxi, to the Jurchen Jin dynasty in 1127 after the Jinkang incident of the Jin-Song Wars. The Mongol Yuan dynasty divided China into provinces but did not establish Shanxi as a province. Shanxi only gained its present name and approximate borders during the Ming dynasty. During the Qing dynasty, Shanxi extended north beyond the Great Wall to include parts of Inner Mongolia, including what is now the city of Ho'ot, and overlapped with the jurisdiction of the 8 banners and the Guotumed banner in that area. Modern China. During most of the Republic of China's period of rule over mainland China, the warlord Yanhsi Shan held Shanxi. During the Second Sino-Japanese War, Japan occupied much of the province after winning the Battle of Taiyuan. Shanxi was also a major battlefield between the Japanese and the Chinese Communist guerrillas of the 8th Route Army during the war. After the defeat of Japan, much of the Shanxi countryside became important bases for the Communist People's Liberation Army in the ensuing Chinese Civil War. Yen had incorporated thousands of former Japanese soldiers among his own forces, and these soldiers became part of his failed defense of Taiyuan against the People's Liberation Army in early 1949. For centuries, Shanxi served as the center of trade and banking. The Shanxi merchants were once synonymous with wealth, The well-preserved city and UNESCO World Heritage Site Pinyin shows many signs of its economic importance in the Qing dynasty. In modern times, coal mining is important to Shanxi's economy, but critics have complained of deplorable mine conditions. Since 2004, the province has been plagued with labor safety issues, including a slave labor scandal involving children, causing significant civil unrest and national embarrassment. Geography. Shanxi is located on a plateau made up of higher ground to the east and the west and a series of valleys in the center through which the Fen River runs. The highest peak is Mount Watai in northeastern Shanxi with an altitude of 3,058 meters. The Great Wall of China forms most of the northern border with Inner Mongolia. The Zhongshuao Mountains run along part of the southern border and separate Shanxi from the east-west part of the Yellow River. Mount Hua is to the southwest. The Huanghe forms the western border of Shanxi with Shanxi. The Fen and Qin rivers, tributaries of the Huanghe, run north to south through the province, and drain much of its area. The north of the province is drained by tributaries of the Hai River, such as Sangin and Hutuo rivers. The largest natural lake in Shanxi is Zheki Lake, a salt lake near Yuncheng in southwestern Shanxi. Shanxi has a continental monsoon climate, and is rather arid. Average January temperatures are below 0 degrees Celsius, while average July temperatures are around 21 to 26 degrees Celsius. Winters are long, dry, and cold, while summer is warm and humid. Spring is extremely dry and prone to dust storms. Shanxi is one of the sunniest parts of China. Early summer heat waves are common. Annual precipitation averages around 350 to 700 millimeters, with 60% of it concentrated between June and August. Major cities: Taiyuan, Datong, Changji, Yangquan. Administrative divisions. Shanxi is divided into 11 prefecture-level divisions, all prefecture-level cities. The 11 prefecture-level divisions of Shanxi are subdivided into 119 county-level divisions. Those are in turn divided into 1388 township-level divisions. Politics. The governor of Shanxi is the highest-ranking official in the People's Government of Shanxi. However, in the province's dual-party government governing system, the governor is subordinate to the Provincial Communist Party secretary, colloquially termed the Shanxi Party chief. As is the case in almost all Chinese provinces, the provincial party chief and governor are not natives of Shanxi, rather, they are outsiders who are, in practice, appointed by the central party and government authorities. The province went through significant political instability since 2004, due largely to the number of scandals that have hit the province on labor safety, the environment, and the interconnected nature between the provincial political establishment and big coal companies. Yu Yudun was sent by the central government in 2005 to become governor but resigned in the wake of the Shanxi slave labor scandal in 2007. He was succeeded by Meng Zuenong, who had been previously sacked as mayor of Beijing in the aftermath of the SARS outbreak. Meng himself was removed from office in 2008 after only a few months on the job due to the political fallout from the 2008 Shanxi mudslide. In 2008, Provincial Political Consultative Conference Chair, one of the highest-ranked provincial officials, Jin Yinwan, died in a car accident. Since Xi Jinping's ascendancy to power at the 18th Party Congress, numerous highly ranked officials in Shanxi have been placed under investigation for corruption-related offenses, including 4 incumbent members of the province's highest ruling council, the Provincial Communist Party Standing Committee. These were Chen Xuanping, Nie Chunyu, Du Shansh, and Bai Yun. They were all removed from office around August 2014. Ling Zhengse, the Provincial Political Consultative Conference vice chair and the older brother of Ling Zhua, the province's vice-governor Ren Runhao, former Taiyuan Party chief Shen Weikan, Taiyuan Police chief Lu Suiji, vice chair of the Provincial People's Congress Jin Daoming, Yuncheng Party chief Wang Meiosh, and Datong Party chief Feng Lizhang, also fell from grace. Shanxi was therefore the hardest-hit province during the anti-corruption campaign of Xi Jinping. Targeted corruption investigations on such a massive scale was unprecedented. It amounted to a wholesale cleansing of Shanxi's political establishment. In the aftermath of the political earthquake, party chief Yuan Chungking was removed from his post in September 2014, with Wang Rulin helicoptered into the provincial party secretary office. Economy. The GDP per capita of Shanxi is below the national average. Compared to the provinces in East China, Shanxi is less developed for many reasons. Its geographic location limits its participation in international trade, which involves mostly eastern coastal provinces. Important crops in Shanxi include wheat, maize, millet, legumes, and potatoes. The local climate and dwindling water resources limit agriculture in Shanxi. Shanxi possesses 260 billion metric tons of known coal deposits, about a third of China's total. As a result, Shanxi is a leading producer of coal in China and has more coal companies than any other province, with an annual production exceeding 300 million metric tons. The Datong, Ningwu, Zishan, Hedong, Kashui, and Hoxi coal fields are some of the most important in Shanxi. Shanxi also contains about 500 million tons of bauxite deposits, about a third of total Chinese bauxite reserves. Industry in Shanxi is centered around heavy industries such as coal and chemical production, power generation, and metal refining. There are countless military-related industries in Shanxi due to its geographic location and history as the former base of the Chinese Communist Party and the People's Liberation Army. Taiyuan Satellite Launch Center, one of China's 3 satellite launch centers, is located in the middle of Shanxi with China's largest stockpile of nuclear missiles. Many private corporations, in joint ventures with the state-owned mining corporations, have invested billions of dollars in the mining industry of Shanxi. Hong Kong billionaire Li Ka-shing made one of his largest investments ever in China in exploiting coal gas in Shanxi. Foreign investors include mining companies from Canada, the United States, Japan, the United Kingdom, Germany and Italy. The mining-related companies include Dakin Railway Co., Limited, which runs one of the busiest and most technologically advanced railways in China, connecting Datong and Qinhuangdao exclusively for coal shipping. The revenue of Dakin Railway Co., Limited, is among the highest among Shanxi companies due to its export of coal to Japan, Korea, and Southeast Asia. Shanxi's nominal GDP in 2011 was 1,110 billion yuan, ranked 21st in China. Its per capita GDP was 21,544 yuan. Shanxi has received criticism for bad working conditions in coal mining and other heavy industries. Thousands of workers have died every year in those industries. Cases of child labor abuse were discovered recently. In contrast with the poverty, Shanxi is known for its wealthy mine owners in China. Consortiums of mine owners from Shanxi have influences in Beijing's real estate market because of their speculation. The only other wealth group in China having the same influence is the entrepreneurs from Wenzhou, Zhejiang, which is the center of light industry of China and the world. Industrial zones. Taiyuan Economic and Technology Development Zone. Taiyuan Economic and Technology Development Zone is a state-level development zone, approved by the State Council in 2001, with a planned area of 9.6 square kilometers. It is only 2 kilometers from Taiyuan Airport and 3 kilometers from the railway station. National highways 208 and 307 pass through the zone. So far, it has formed a 4-industrial base, a professional industry park, development pattern. Taiyuan High-Tech Industrial Development Zone established in 1991. Taiyuan High-Tech Industrial Development Zone is the only state-level high-tech development zone in Shanxi, with total area of 24 square kilometers. It is close to Taiyuan WSU Airport and Highway G208. The nearest port is Tianjin. Transportation. The transport infrastructure in Shanxi is very developed. There are many important national highways and railways that connect the province with neighboring provinces. Road. Shanxi's road hub is in the capital, Taiyuan. The major highways in province form a road network connecting all the counties. Examples of major highways are Datong-Yuncheng Expressway, Taiyuan-Jiaguan Expressway, Beijing-Hong Kong-Macau Expressway, Beijing-Tianjin-Tangyu Expressway. Rail. Shanxi has extensive rail infrastructure to neighboring provinces. The rail network connects to major cities Taiyuan, Shijiazhuang, Beijing, Yuanping, Baotou, Datong, Menyuan and Jiaozhou. The province also have extensive rail network to coastal cities such as Qinhuangdao, Qingdao, Jiantai and Liaoning. The province has a rail network called the Shuaozhou-Huanghua Railway. It will service Shanxi County in Shanxi with Huanghua Port in Hebei. It will become the second largest railway for coal transport from west to east in China. Aviation. Shanxi's main aviation transport hub is Taiyuan WSU Airport. The airport has routes connecting Shanxi to 28 domestic cities including Beijing, Xi'an, Chengdu and Chongqing. There are international routes to Hong Kong, Singapore, Japan and Russia. There is also another airport in Datong, which has domestic routes to other mainland cities. Demographics. The population is mostly Han Chinese with minorities of Mongol, Manchu, and the Hui. Source: Department of Population, Social, Science and Technology Statistics of the National Bureau of Statistics of China and Department of Economic Development of the State Ethnic Affairs, Commission of China, eds. Tabulation on Nationalities of 2000 Population Census of China, 2 vols. Beijing. Nationalities Publishing House 2003. In 2004, the birth rate was 12.36 births, 1,000 population, while the death rate was 6.11 deaths, 1,000 population. The sex ratio was 105.5 males, 100 females. Religion. The predominant religions in Shanxi are Chinese folk religions, Taoist traditions and Chinese Buddhism. According to surveys conducted in 2007 and 2009, 15.61% of the population believes in is involved in cults of ancestors, while 2.17% of the population identifies as Christian. The reports didn't give figures for other types of religion. 82.22% of the population may be either irreligious or involved in worship of nature, deities. Buddhism, Confucianism, Taoism, folk religious sects, and small minorities of Muslims. Health. In the 2000s, the province was considered to be one of the most polluted areas in China. The pollution, caused in part by heavy coal mining, has deteriorated health problems in the province. Culture. Language. The dialects spoken in Shanxi have traditionally been included in the Northern or Mandarin group. Since 1985, some linguists have argued that the dialects spoken in most of the province should be treated as a top-level division called Jin, based on its preservation of the Middle Chinese entering tone category, unlike other dialects in northern China. These dialects are also noted for extremely complex tone-sandy systems. The dialects spoken in some areas in southwestern Shanxi near the borders with Henan and Shanxi are classified in the Zhongyuan Mandarin subdivision of the Mandarin group. Cuisine. Shanxi cuisine is most well known for its extensive use of vinegar as a condiment, as well as for a huge variety of noodle dishes, particularly knife-cut noodles or daoxiaomian, which are served with a range of sauces. A dish originating from Taiyuan, the provincial capital, is Taiyuan Tunao. It is a breakfast dish, a porridge-like stew made with mutton, shanyao, lotus roots, astragalus membranaceus, tuber onions, and a yellow cooking wine for additional aroma. It can be enjoyed by dipping pieces of unleavened flatbread into the soup, and is reputed to have medicinal properties. Pinyin is famous for its unique salt beef, while the areas around Watishan are known for wild mushrooms. The most popular local spirit is fenjiu, a light fragrance variety of beijiu that is generally sweeter than other northern Chinese spirits. Music. Shanxi opera is the local form of Chinese opera. It was popularized during the late Qing dynasty, with the help of the then ubiquitous Shanxi merchants who were active across parts of China. Also called Zhonglu Bangzi, it is a type of Bangzi opera, a group of operas generally distinguished by their use of wooden clappers for rhythm and by a more energetic singing style. Shanxi opera is also complemented by kuzi, a blanket term for more melodic styles from further south. Puzhou opera, from southern Shanxi, is a more ancient type of Bangzi that makes use of very wide linear intervals. Ancient commerce. Shanxi merchants constituted a historical phenomenon that lasted for centuries from the Song to the Qing dynasty. Shanxi merchants ranged far and wide from Central Asia to the coast of eastern China. By the Qing dynasty they were conducting trade across both sides of the Great Wall. During the late Qing dynasty, a new development occurred. The creation of POL, which were essentially banks that provided services like money transfers and transactions, deposits, and loans. After the establishment of the first POL in Pinyin, the bankers in Shanxi dominated China's financial market for centuries until the collapse of Qing dynasty and the coming of British banks.